Hey guys, this video has been a long time coming. I meant to get it done months ago, but then I went through the great algorithm shunning of August 2022, and the idea got shelved for a couple months as a result. But it's a good thing because there have been new revelations to talk about concerning our buff, druidy friend, Halsin. Who's Halsin? Well, you'd have to be an ostrich sticking your head in the sand to have never heard a single word from a love-struck fan thirsting for their Daddy Halsin. Bing, bing, bing. As most of you may know, I wasn't always on the Daddy Halsin bandwagon, but during the stream I did for patch 8, he started to grow on me, mostly because of how saucy he is during a certain dialogue option. I was expecting more from you than a lead towards some distant, dangerous prospect.
I won't be held accountable just because you're naive enough to expect easy answers.
Oh, he's so sassy.
Allow me to continue.
I kind of like that.
To
For whatever reason, I just love pain in the ass men. But it's not just me growing fond of him. Many people have been drooling over Halsin going back at least 2 years. Then everyone saw him shirtless, and that made the yearning even worse. Now, everyone has been hoping that Halsin might one day be a romance option, and why not? I mean, he does stay at your camp, which in the current state of the game is a very limited privilege given only to select characters like Volo, Withers, Scratch, the owlbear, and of course our dear Halsin. So it makes sense that he might potentially be romanceable, doesn't it? It could even be like Dragon Age Inquisition, where you had characters that weren't battle-ready companions, but could still be romanced, like Cullen and Josie. And we've already had the chance to romance Minthara, who may or may not ever return. She was just a drive-by fling, at least for now. I'm still kind of hoping there's an option to get her to stay permanently later on, but that's all beside the point because I have news. Good news, my friends. What would you say if I told you there might be a sunbeam at the end of the tunnel where it concerns Halsin? That it's very possible we'll be able to get thorned by him very soon. I mean, no. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. A little over a week ago, someone in my disco shared some pictures. What pictures, you ask? And how are they relevant? Well, calm your loins, darlings. I'll get there. Eventually. Sorry. Alright. I'll stop tormenting you all, but I'm having so much fun doing it. So, the first picture was this. It's a tweet coming from Dave Jones, who is the voice actor for Halsin, and he says, "I've just read the script for my next Baldur's Gate 3 session." And then there is this gif. One of our old buddy James McAvoy sweating profusely and fanning himself. Very curious. Then there's the second picture, which shows a reply tweet. The reply asks a simple one-word question. Sexy? To which Dave replies, practically obscene. Now, the original tweet has since been deleted, but the replies are still up. Maybe the tweet was taken down because the voice actor thought better of it and didn't want to leak any spoilers. Or maybe he took it down because Larian asked him to. I can't help but think, though, that regardless of why it was taken down, that it wouldn't have happened if there wasn't some credence to the possibility that it was a Halsin romance scene script. Oh my god, people. Are you as bad as I am right now trying to imagine what kind of script this must have been for him to have been fanning himself and calling it obscene? Do you think we're talking about some Druid magic? Simple transmutation spell like enlarge, if you catch my drift? Or maybe Halsin would be into conjuring some roots to hold Tav down with entangle. Wow. What has happened to me? You guys are such a bad influence. Wasn't one of you mentioning thorns during a stream too? Now, obviously, in the current setup, you wouldn't be able to romance Halsin at the camp celebration, but perhaps they'll add a chance later on. This is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear about data mined audio, then skip to the conclusion. I'll even put a timestamp for you guys down below. For those who don't mind a little bit of a spoiler, there is a guy named Chublot who does a ton of videos on data mined voices, models, items, all of it. Seems to be a new one every patch. So go check him out and subscribe because it's a dang crying shame that his channel is being held down by the evil algorithm. I'll link him below too, but anyway, he did a video that my friend Mizu suggested to me where he data mined a bunch of the audio lines. It's this video here, Baldur's Gate 3 voice lines from patch 8 NPCs, where there's a pretty hefty segment of new lines by Daddy Halsin. See, he gets it. So, the reason I bring this up is that some of the lines talk about a quest that heavily involves Halsin and a boy named Thaniel, who doesn't really seem to be a boy at all, but possibly an archfey. An archfey? I don't know. Is it arch or arc? I don't know. I've always said arch. According to the audio, it sounds like this being, Thaniel, has given his power to Shar and lost something in the process. There seems to be a whole event where you can work with Halsin to save the boy, and a whole bunch of lines depending on what you do. If you fail, he sounds pretty pissed and dejected.
That was our one chance! You've doomed this place to darkness!
But when you succeed, he sounds over the moon delighted with you.
Oakfather's mossy beard, it worked!
What if helping him with this very quest enables you to have a romance with him, just like helping Minthara raid the Grove allowed you to get on her good side? It sounds very plausible to me. There is also some extra dialogue about meeting Halsin and the boy at last light, so it's possible you might be separated for a time and then be reunited. I might just be grasping at straws here, but wouldn't it be freaking cool? I'm betting it's gonna happen. Between recording an obscene script and the tweet getting deleted, Larian has heard your prayers and wishes to reward you with righteous fan service. Now it's just a question of how long we're going to have to wait to see if I'm right. Also, I wanted to thank Suzanne for sharing this with me. I wouldn't have known about it without her. And thanks, Mizu, for your knowledge about the Datamined audio. And thanks to Chubb, too, for, putting it out there. I usually try not to look at spoilers, but in this case, I needed to know for the sake of researching the topic. A big thank you to my Patreons as well. I appreciate your support so much. If anyone would like to help back the channel, head on over to my Patreon and pledge whatever you can, because every little bit helps. Thank you for watching, and here's hoping there are many more romances to come in BG3. I honestly can't wait to see this game in its final state, and just in case you guys haven't heard, there have been some rumblings that we're going to be doing another panel from Hell sometime around Halloween, so keep an eye out. I'll see you guys later.